Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're all doing really well as always, and welcome to this bullet of my Valentine lesson. It feels like for absolute ever since I've done one of these, one of my full song breakdowns. If you're new here, what I like to do, amongst all like the covers and chatty videos and stuff like that, is I like to do some guitar lessons and full song breakdowns as accurately as I possibly can for some of the songs that I've covered, namely mostly the bullet of my Valentine ones, because they're songs that I'm most comfortable with playing and teaching, because after many years of obsessing over Bullet of My Valentine, I like to think that maybe I've got a little bit of know-how with the way they write and the way they put their riffs together and the guitar solos and the patterns they use and stuff like that. So today we're doing Parasite, which is the second song that's been released for the up-and-coming album. It's been pushed back to November now, in case you didn't know about that. So everybody who's waiting on their pre-orders for October, it ain't happening. It's coming out in November now due to manufacturing problems with COVID and stuff. So it's going to be out in November sometime. And yeah, so this one, it's a bit of a thrasher. And the reason why I didn't put out a lesson on this straight away, which is what I usually like to do after I've done the cover, is I wanted to live with the song for a little bit and work out all its little things and odds and ends that make it what it is. There was some stuff in there when I did the cover that I wasn't 100% on. There's parts in the riffs that I played completely wrong in my cover, but because I was rushing it and I wanted to be one of the first to get the cover out, unfortunately, I should have known better. I compromised when it came to just certain areas in the riffs, because this is a dense song. This has been quite tricky to work out, because this is quite a technical song from a rhythm guitar standpoint. The guitar solo is very typical Padge. There's nothing new there. Not to say that it's not good, but if you're familiar with guitar solos like Breaking Point or even Army of Noise, some of the scale patterns and stuff that he's using, they're pretty much similar to that. It's very toolbox Padge patterns and scales and stuff. So nothing too tricky there. It's the rhythm guitar on this one that's the nightmare. And yeah, it's taken me this long to actually do a lesson on it, because I wanted to be as 100% as I possibly could and get this one right for you guys, because it's a little bit of a trek. So the tuning for this song is drop B, which seems to be the new direction that Bullet have gone in since Gravity. I think there was only one song on Gravity that was in drop C, which was Letting You Go. Correct me if I'm wrong on there, if there's another one, but as far as I remember, it was just the one that was drop C. This album looks like it's going to be turning out the same way. We've had all drop B songs so far. So the tuning is going to be a C sharp standard tuning, and then you're dropping that low 6th string down to a B, okay? So from the bottom to top, you've got B, F sharp, B, E, G sharp, C sharp, okay? So that's B, F sharp, B, E, G sharp, C sharp. Okay? So get yourselves in tune and brace yourselves for this one. Okay. So the track, it doesn't fool around or mess around at all. It just gets straight into it. Matt screams some sort of obscenity and the riff starts, okay? And it's going to be something like this. This is a guitar left and right. This isn't like traditional Bullet of My Valentine riff where you've got like harmony parts and stuff like that either side on the left and right. If you don't know what that is, go back and watch my old videos, okay? I would recommend that you learn some of the easier Bullet stuff before taking this one on. I've got lots of lessons on like Your Betrayal and even maybe even Tears Don't Fall and stuff like that. I'd recommend you try those ones before this one, because it is a bit of a rhythm guitar down-picking monster. But if you don't know what it is with the sound spectrum, I've talked about it in my other videos. I explain it more in detail on those. Usually when you're tracking heavy metal guitars, you'll track a guitar, you'll pan it all the way over into the right earphone, if you like, or right speaker. So if you've ever taken an earphone out and a guitar's disappeared, it's because it's panned all the way over there, yeah? Then what they'll do is they'll track the other one, and they'll pan that all the way over onto the left, and that's how you get that really wide sound. There are sometimes other guitars in there, like thickeners and stuff like that, but I'm just going to do the guitars left and right for this one. They do split off during the chorus, so watch out for that one. It goes back into a more harmony guitar, typical Bullet of My Valentine metalcore thing. So yeah, watch out for that later. But this right now, this is guitar left and right doing exactly the same thing, which makes my job a lot easier for this one, I tell you. Okay, so the intro riff, what we got? Okay, something like that. Now, this thing, that's what I got wrong in my cover. Okay, you're going to see me doing this. And when I did it, I knew I was doing it wrong. I just knew. I was like, that's too much of a stretch. And going onto this string here, it just didn't work. It wasn't right. And maybe I should have spent more time on it. I don't know, but I wanted to be amongst the first, so maybe the ego got involved there. I'm not too sure. So if you watch my cover, apart from that, it's generally all right. But that's the one thing you'll see me doing on that, and you go, well, hang on a minute, that's not in the lesson. That's because I'm pretty much sure this is what's going on. So it's all with a down pick, okay? If you want to alternate pick it, you can, okay? Matt down picks the hell out of this one. I'm led to believe. You can just hear it in the aggression of his picking attack, okay? So guitars left and right, you've got. Okay, so you're chugging off of the low B now. I guess it would be the 6th string, and it's happening all on the 5th and 6th fret. So he's going. So he starts with the 5, and then he goes to the 6. Yeah, and it's very cliche. He's channeling a lot of James Hetfield in there, you know. Yeah, that sort of thing. So that's how the riff starts. Once you've got that, it goes down to the 3rd fret. Okay, so that's the region that this is happening on. You've got 3, 5, 6. Very standard thrash metal kind of fret positions, okay? So you've got. Okay, so that's the first part. Okay, and again. And when I'm chugging on that low E, I'm not doing the, or rather B, I should say at this point, the low 6th string. I'm not doing the full sort of bottom power chord. Yeah, I'm keeping it tight. It's single note riffs, really tight, which is something they're going for on this album actually so far with all the singles. They're all majoring on these big single note riffs, which is really cool. I enjoy that a lot. You can get so much out of a good single note riff, right? Like Black Sabbath, going back to those guys, rather than just jamming on power chords all day. So that's what you got so far. Okay? Once you've got that, you've got this. Okay, Matt's playing all the notes that you don't play as a guitar player with this. You know, that's a nasty, horrible chord there when you clash that together. What he's doing is he's moving his pedal point, okay, to the 3rd fret on the 6th string. Okay, so that's what's happening. So you're going to go open 3, and then you're going to catch with your 3rd finger the 5th fret on the 5th string. Okay, and do the same thing, but go to 6th instead of 5. Okay, so go open 3, 5, open 3, 6. And I do that with my pinky. Okay, use your discretion where the palm mutes are here. There's so many palm mutes in there. If I make a point of mentioning where every single palm mute is, this lesson's going to turn into 10 hours, right? And it's probably going to come out at 2 as it is, right? Okay, so what we've got is okay, so far, okay, so he's going open 3, 5, open 3, 6 on the 5th string. So he's got. Okay, once you've done the 6th, He's not going back to an open. He's going to the 3rd fret 6th string, and then he's doing 5 again on the 5th. Okay, so slow, that will be. Okay, so if you put that together, okay, all right, and you can find where you want to put the mutes in there, you know, it's quite evident on the track. It's really hard to make note of where each and every single palm mute is because it's going so fast. But when you play it with the track and you start getting it up to speed, yeah, everything will just fall into place for you. Okay, so, and again, the riff nice and slow. Okay, and again. Okay, that's the first part of it. Okay, then what happens is it repeats. Okay, just to that point, just to the 6. So you're going to go with your opens to 5s. Okay. All right. Stops there. Doesn't go down to the 3 like it does in the first drum, and then you've got this. Okay, which is really cool. So there's a big spread there. You've got to get your fingers stretched out. Okay. And he's going open 3 on the 6th string. He's catching that 6th on the 5th string. So he's going open 3 6 twice. Then to go 3 to 6, no open. So it's okay. Yeah. Then take that exact same shape and pattern and do it down at 1st fret and 4th fret. Yeah, completely, you know, that really doesn't belong in there, but it makes for thrash metal, right? So yeah, it's cool. I like this. This is the most heavy bullet of Ben, in my opinion. And I know, I mean, what I mean by that is, you know, because some will argue, oh well, Ash is the innocent waking the demon, and you know, her voice resides and stuff. Yeah, but in terms of like technical and thrashy and like odd shapes and stuff like that, odd note patterns, this is the most technically heavy they've been. Yeah, these could be axe wound riffs. In my opinion, it's like, maybe they just couldn't get Mike Kingswood. They couldn't get Liam as well, the singer. Maybe they couldn't get everybody in a room, and Matt's got all these riffs, and he's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to stick it in Bullet, and we're going to do a pissed off album, right? These, as far as I'm concerned, this could easily be an axe wound song in parts anyway, especially the verse riff that's coming up later. But I digress. So you've got... Then take that shape down to 1st and 4th. Okay, and it's the same pattern. Open 1, 4, open 1, 4, 1, 4. Okay? Okay? So you've got... And again. Okay? So let's put all that riff together now. Nice and slow, of course. Okay? And there you have it. There's your main riff, okay? And there's no variations on that. That is what it is. That's your guitars left and right. That happens twice in the intro, okay? However, right at the end of the second pass of it, if you like, when it gets repeated, when it moves down, the right guitar does that only, okay? So your left guitar needs to cut at that point. So I guess what I'll do is I'll play the left guitar for you to show you where that's going to stop from the start, if that makes sense. Yeah? So here we go. And that's where your left guitar stops. The right guitar at that point takes care of, and then it's into the verse. So the right guitar, I don't think I really need to play that for you. The right guitar is just going to play that whole thing through twice. Okay? As a matter of fact, screw it. For a good time, just so you can hear how it is, I'll play the whole thing. Okay? So this is your right hand guitar now. It's just the riff twice. And there's your right guitar, okay? And that's your intro section, okay? And if you struggled with that, then like I did, it's all downhill from here, okay? Because we're going to go into the verse section, all right? So that's your intro guitars. That riff is stupidly fast. There's something that goes on in the second run of it with the drums, a bit like in Battery, where the drums kind of throw the riff off a little bit, and you'll think the rhythm's changed, but the rhythm doesn't change. Just keep your head in the game. Yeah, just keep going, and don't listen to what Jason Bald's doing, because there's something that he does that sort of changes where the riff lies, and it's screwed with my head so many times. So just keep going, just power through it. Like I said, keep it down picked if you want that really tight sound. I don't think I could alternate pick it myself. That's not comfortable for me to do. So find your own way of doing that. If you wanted to alternate pick it, I'd do my pedal points with a down, and then my notes that are popping out, my accents, I'd do those with ups. So I'd go. That thing there, though, I couldn't do that alternate pick to save my life. But I'm a better down picker than I am alternate picker. So that's just fallen in my favor, I guess. If you are a stronger alternate picker than you are down picker, don't worry about it. Do it alternate. If you can get it up to speed, just find your own way with it. There's no right or wrong way. There's how they played it, of course, absolutely. But if you're really struggling to get it tight with a down pick and you find it more comfortable with an alternate pick, just go for it. Yeah, it's all about you having that enjoyment, jamming along to Bold My Valentine, jamming along to your bands that you enjoy listening to, yeah, and not getting yourself stressed about it. And who knows, if you keep alternate picking it and you get up to speed, maybe one day you'll be able to make the flip to the down picking that you might want to achieve as well. But yeah, I just want to get rid of this myth that if you don't down pick it, then you're copping out. I down pick it because I'm stronger as a rhythm guitar player when I'm down picking. Okay, so it's just ironic that Matt down picks a hell of a lot as well. Okay, so find your own way and keep that riff slow. Yeah, keep it slow. And, you know, if you're new to this one, go learn the prerequisites, if that's the right word. Master of Puppets, Blackened, Metallica. That's where this is all coming from, okay? Go listen to those, learn those riffs and stuff like that, and they'll get you well on your way to good, strong down picking. So yeah, for playing this riff, another piece of advice I give you that I've said in every single lesson ever, slow the track down. There's lots of online generators where you can slow your tracks right the way down and play along to it. Bring it down to 70% speed. Hell, you can even do it on YouTube at the bottom. Yeah, right down the bottom in the settings. If you click that, you'll see there that you can slow the track right down, all the way down to like a 0.5 speed or something like that. There's no harm in doing that if it means you're going to get accuracy. Accuracy first, then speed will come. I promise you it's the way forward. Okay, let's move into the verse section. Okay, now for the verse section, it's pretty much an axe wound riff, in my opinion. It could have been on that Vultures record, and God, I'd die for another axe wound record. Let me know down below if you missed that band. I really do, because that's probably one of my favorite heavy metal albums ever. But hey, we get some Axe Woundy style, Matt Tuck, aggressive stuff in this verse right here, okay? And it's going to be this. Okay? That repeated twice. Okay? So I'll slow it down for you, and we'll see what's going on. So what he's doing here is he's going off of the 6th fret with the pinky. Okay, so it's not like Post-Apocalyptic Party where he's doing like 6 to 3. He's doing on the 6th string. He's going 5th string to 3rd string. Okay, and he's going. So those are kind of the for the first half of it, the ingredients that you'll need, I guess. You've got the 6th fret, 5th string, 3rd fret, 6th string, and then he's coming back, and I go back with my pinky, or maybe sometimes other fingers, depending on which part of it I'm doing. And he's doing a power chord, okay, right the way across at 6th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so keep it with a down pick. Apart from when there's a gallop in there, okay, you'll watch for it, you'll see it, okay? That is alternate picked, yeah, okay? So this gave me massive problems when I was first learning it, okay? So here we go. And slow. Okay. It's crazy. It really is. Okay, so that's the first end of it. It's easier for you when you get to the chord to go. Do so with an alternate, okay? Next, he's going to do the same thing again. So what he does in the second one of it, he goes 6, 6, 6, 6, and then down to 3rd fret. Okay, so he's going. Okay, and that's the riff. You just need to play that twice over. So let's keep it slow and put that together just for the first run of it. And it's weird timing. It really is, but this is this is what he's going for on this album. Yeah, he wanted something that's a little bit off and technical and notes that you just don't use, you know, and stuff like that. So this is what we've got. Okay, so we've got. Okay, and that happens twice over, but it halts right at the end. Okay, and where it halts is just before where you'd go on the second run of it. Okay, so I'll play it through and I'll show you where it ends. It's easier for me to play it and you'll just see where it is rather than me saying, well, if you do it at this point in the bar, that I'm going to try and get it so exactly where it is for you now, but you can see how it sort of stops and doesn't do the. That's just to demonstrate where it would stop before you do the 6-5. I'll play the second run of the verse now, I guess, just to show you precisely where it stops. You'll hear it. Yeah, so if I'm 1 or 2 notes out, use your discretion. Keep the track with you while you're watching this video. Yeah, and refer to it, and you'll see just how wrong I am. Or hopefully doing this to the best of my ability, you know. So here we go. So this is the second run of the verse. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm guessing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it stops. And then you're into what I'm going to call the pre-chorus, and you'll see why. Okay? So all in all, that's guitars left and right. Okay? And halt at that point. I'm going to play that through once more for you, just so you can see what's going on. And I'll keep it slow. And that's where it stops. Okay. Keep that one slow. It's thrashy as balls. Okay. It's, yeah, it's very quick. It's taken me a while to get this. Bear in mind. I know I got the cover of it, but I wasn't comfortable with it. I was just like really pushing myself, and I even performed it on my live show stream that I did the other week for 500 subscribers. And completely balls the solo up because I was ahead of the track because for some reason that track was lower than all the other tracks on there, so I couldn't quite hear it properly. So if you want to go and watch that, that's on my channel. But it's taken me till now to get comfortable with it. Yeah, back then I was just pushing myself and just like going for it. Yeah, it's taken till now to get comfortable with it and comfortable enough for me to teach it. Yeah, that's the reason why I haven't thrown this out straight away. Okay. So there's your verse section. Okay. Good news is when the verse comes back round, it's exactly the same thing. Okay. So let's move into the pre-chorus now. So the pre-chorus is quite caveman, I guess you could say. This is pre-chorus number 1. And yeah, it is what it is. It's nothing too difficult. Okay. You've just got to keep your alternate picking going for this one. Okay. And I'll play it through for you. This is guitar left and right again, which is nice. No, different things going on either side from what I've been able to tell anyway. There's some overdubbed pinch harmonics in there because you can hear them. They're so out there and in your face. Yeah. So you can throw those in as well. So I'll show you how to do that. So I'll play the pre-chorus through. So you've got this. Something like that, okay? Balls that last note up, but it's 4th fret, but I'll show you what's going on. Just keep your alternate picking going for this one, okay? It's very Slipknot-esque, I guess you could say, okay? Going on with the 1st and the 4th and the 3rd fret, I guess. He's starting from the 6th fret though on the 5th string. He's going. Okay, so he's going. and again. Okay, so he's starting with that sixth there. Then he's going, which is down to the first fret and the third fret. So you've got. Then he repeats. And then he goes up to fourth. Okay? And he does that twice. So all in all, you've got. And again. Then what happens is he starts to do some hangs. These single notes become chords down the bottom. Okay, power chords. Yeah, you know, not like bar chords. It just lies his first finger flat. You've got to be acquainted with that by now. Just going across the first or the last two strings on your guitar, I guess you'd say, which is the fifth and the sixth string. Okay, gives you that really chunky low sound. And what he's going to do is he's going to do a pinch harmonic here. I've got a lesson on pinch harmonics if you want to go further into detail on how to get the best pinch harmonics. I'll give you a quick overview. Just make sure you get the pick really shallow, okay? Not a lot of point showing, okay? Which is how I pick anyway. And then let your thumb hit the string literally after you've hit the string with your pick, and really give the string some vibrato. There's a couple more tips and tricks to getting a good pinch harmonic, but I'm going to leave that for you guys to go and watch my other video where I give you about 5 or 6 tips on how to get the best ones. So if you're struggling with your pinch harmonics, go check that video out. I'll leave a thing at the top for you so you can go check that out. Okay, so we're starting with this. Okay, and that's on the 6th fret. Okay, from what I've gathered, it could be somewhere else. It could be even on the low string. What you'll find usually is with pinch harmonics is sometimes they'll double track them, but they'll do one on one fret and another on another. Okay, but it's always difficult to tell sometimes what string precisely is being pinched. For continuity's sake, we're going to do the 6th, the 5th string, 6th fret, which is what we've been pedaling off of so far with this riff. Okay, and he's going to go. Okay. So it's the same pattern. He's just strumming those as chords rather than keeping the alternate picking going. So he's going. Then he does the pinch again. And then he climbs up to 4th. Open 1, 3, 4. So it's. Okay. Then after that, he goes back to the alternate picking. Okay, and it's the same thing, but what I did there is I ended up with a bendy vibrato note on the 4th fret, 6th string. Okay, so cut your alternate picking at that point, you'll hear it. It's a minor nuance, but I'm trying to be as accurate as possible here. You could go. Okay, but what he actually does is he ends with a load of vibrato on that 4, okay? So the last run of it after the chords. Okay, and shake the hell out of that. Good way to get good vibrato, bend with your wrist, not your fingers. If you're ever wondering why Zakk Wylde sounds so wild, yeah, and wide is really the word I was looking for here, or Gary Moore, guys like that, why it sounds so wide, you try doing that with your fingers and it's going to sound terrible. You're going to tense up and it's not going to work. The question I'd ask you is what's stronger, your fingers or your wrist? Yeah, it's your wrist, okay? Or when you write with a pen, I don't know about you, but I kind of, I write with my wrist, I'm not going like that with my pen, right? And how you picking as well, you know, you pick with your wrist, not with your fingers, right? So yeah, good way to get good vibrato. Use your wrist and pivot it. Don't use your fingers, okay? So yeah, obviously there's going to be some finger movement involved, but if you shake from your wrist, you're going to get much better vibrato, okay? So That's pre-chorus number 1. It's quite simple. Okay, I'm going to play the whole thing for you now. Guitar left and right, exactly the same thing. And that's it. Dead simple. After that, what happens is we go back into the intro riff. Okay, so I guess the song reboots itself at this point, and it plays the same riff once. Don't play it twice like in the intro. Okay, so it plays the intro riff times 1, exactly the same, guitar left and right, the riff we learned at the start. Okay, so it's just that. So make sure that you are happy with that beforehand, because this is it again. That takes us through into verse number 2. It's exactly the same thing, verse left and right. Don't need to do that again, which is great. Okay, so make sure you were happy with the verse then when you learnt it. Pre-chorus number 2 is exactly the same. But, yeah, this is me really splitting hairs here. You know the vibrato thing at the end? Yeah, he doesn't do that. He straight picks that. Okay, so you just need to play the pre-chorus that I just taught you. The same thing, but rather at the end going... Yeah, alternate pick that. So I guess I'll show that for you now. So after he does his strum chords and pinch harmonics... And it's right there. And you'll hear it. It's different. Okay? And that's nice, because that means there's love put into this album, as they've not been copy and pasting riffs right the way through. Go listen to Scream, Aim, Fire. You'll hear it. Once you start tracking guitars yourself, you'll hear copy, paste, copy, paste. Yeah? And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do it. Time efficiency is key when working in a studio, because time is money. Yeah. And sometimes if you get an awesome, perfect, tight take and you can't replicate it, that's fine. Just duplicate it. But that means for that part, they didn't just copy and paste the pre-chorus. He's actually tracked that as a separate part, which is cool. So yeah, I like that. It's a lot like how Jason Newsted used to go in and track his bass. Yeah, he used to just play the song, brrr, next song, brrr, and he'd just do it. Screw taking, doing takes and stuff like that. He's just an absolute monster. Okay, so this moves us on over into chorus number 1. I'm calling this chorus number 1 because in my mind, it is the chorus. Earlier, we had a pre-chorus, which was this thing. You could class that as a chorus because it doesn't go into anything else. But when it comes round again for the second run of it, it's the precursor to what comes next, which I'm classing as the chorus. So I'm going to say it's the pre-chorus. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so chorus number 1, let's take a look at that now. By the way, guys, if you can hear drilling in the background, I apologize for that. There's something going on over the way. So I apologize for that in advance. But since we're here now, we're just going to power on through. Okay, so we're moving on into the chorus now. This is chorus number 1. The left and the guitar right are doing the same riff for the beginning of it. Then what happens is the left and the guitar split off and start doing their own thing. Okay, so we split it into 2 sections. Okay, and the first section would go like this. Something like that. Okay. This is very metalcore. This is we are way back in 2008 now. What's going on is we're going to go 5, 7, 8. Okay, and you've got. Okay, and you just put in a counter in the middle of each one of them, a pedal point, if you like, an open 6-string. Okay, so you're going. Okay, now if you want to alternate pick that, if you watch the video, Padge is actually alternate picking that. I know it's a video and they're not actually playing, but it's probably how he's going to be playing that thing live. And he's bouncing that. He's going. Okay, so he's going up, down. I can't do it at the same time, but he's going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. They're coming down on the mutes and going up with the accents, okay? The accents are first, though, with this one, so you've got... Okay, me, because I'm a weirdo, I down pick it, okay? Okay, then what you've got is this. Okay, which is very, I don't know, very sort of like End of Days, Scream Aim Fire kind of thing going on. He's gone. Okay, so he's doing his pinky, 10th fret, 5th string, and then he's coming over to 7 and 8. First finger for 7, middle finger for 8. And he's going 10, 8, 7, 8. Okay? And then in the middle of that, he goes all the way down to 1st fret, okay? And he trem picks the hell out of that. He's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, keep it in 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So he's going... Okay, so that's the first part of chorus 1, and I'll play it for you now. Okay, that's your guitars left and right, doing exactly the same thing. I'll play it once more for you. Okay, and I'm pretty sure those 7s and 8s are muted. And that one down the bottom, I'm semi-muting it. Okay, so I'm going. Okay, so that's your first run of it. Second run, what happens now is the right guitar is going to break off. And that's going to do a weird thing, and I'll explain why in a minute. That's going to counter, or harmonize, if you like, to the main riff that's going to be going on the left. It's going to be doing pretty much a similar thing, but for some reason, this thing... The left guitar, which is pretty much following suit with what we've just learned, when that goes to do this thing, he goes higher for whatever reason, even though he's doing the lower one, and that happens a lot on the Poison album. They'll flip between like doing the lower notes and the higher notes. On like the harmony sections and stuff, and I guess it makes for a more interesting listen and something that's a little bit more dense and intricate. So let's stick with the right guitar first, because this is the one that breaks off the most. Okay, and it's gonna do this. Okay, so rather than 5, 7, 8. He's going to do 8, 10, and 12. So it's the same pattern, okay? So whether you've been up, down in it, or down picking it, entirely up to you, it's the same picking pattern. Then what you need to do is just resume how that riff would be as you've been doing it. So he does exactly the same thing as was going on earlier with those notes, the 10, the 7, and the 8. Okay, so that's your guitar on the right, okay? So all in all, for chorus number 1, this is what that guitar is going to do. It's going to start off in the same position as we learned in the beginning, and then the last position is going to break off. But the tail part is exactly the same, okay? It's just the palm muted part of the riff that's changed, the first part of it, okay? I'll play it through for you now. Okay, and that is your chorus number 1 for guitars on the right. Guitar on the left, okay, is going to be pretty much the same thing right the way through, but the tail and the second run of it, for some reason, he goes higher, okay? He's going to go... Okay, so rather than doing the, like we learned earlier, he's going to change the note that he does. Now, there's a couple of places you can catch this if you're quick enough, okay? He's either going to go, it's entirely up to you, you can either go 8th fret, 4th string, or you can go 13th fret, 5th string, okay? I go for the, believe it or not, the 13th, just the way it moves. It's easier for me rather than getting all muddled up down here. So rather than going, that now becomes... Okay? Or you can go... which is a lot more local, which is probably how he actually does it, okay? Okay, so that's the only thing that changes, okay, in that second run of the chorus. The rest of it with the 5s, 7s, and 8s is exactly the same. It's just that note there changes to this, or this. Entirely up to you. I'm going to play it through now for you. So this is guitar on the left, chorus number 1. And that's it. Okay, so that is your chorus number 1. That nicely takes us into the pre-solo riff. Okay, and there's a little bit of stop-start that goes on with some of the guitars now. Okay, the left guitar is going to cut completely, and that's going to throw in some counter stabs and some slides and stuff like that. Let's do the right guitar first, because this is the next guitar that's you're going to hear, okay? And it's this crazy thrashy riff that we heard right at the end of the first teaser they put out on Instagram, if you remember that, and I did a video on it, but that riff was never in Knives, obviously, because it's in this one, but I thought it was going to be in the first song they put out, and it's this guy right here. Okay, it's that. So unlike I suspected when I first listened to it on the Instagram, it's not gone. It's not played down there. He's playing it up here because that is a hell of a reach. Bear in mind, you've got to try and pick the hell out of this as well. Okay, so what's happening is he's going to go 12, 13, and then Pinky is going to land on the 15th fret of the 5th string, okay? So he's going... I'm going to play this now without the trem picking first, so just so you can hear the notes where they fall, all right? So this is the right guitar now, just to clarify again. This is going to be played 10 times in a row, yeah? So 10 times. So what's going on is he's going 13, 12, 15 on the 5th string. Then he's going 12, 13. Okay? Then he goes down to 10, 12, 13, and then he repeats. So that is... Then what you got to do is you got to try and pick the hell out of it. Okay, so slower. Play that 10 times in a row. I'm not going to, because it's just, you'll hear it and you just need to play it 10 times in a row, okay? I'll repeat it a few times for you though. Okay, and then once you get up to speed, something like that, which probably sounds messy as hell. Not easy to do without the track. Okay, but you've got your Mick Thompson on there with your really fast alternate picking. Okay, so play that 10 times in a row if you can. It's difficult to do, right? And of course you guys can do it. I don't mean to take away from you there, but you know, it's tricky. This song is a challenge, yeah? And yeah, so that's your right guitar. That's going to happen 10 times, okay? The left guitar stops at the end of that chorus, okay? So what happens, the left guitar stops after the chorus, right? Listen, because you'll hear it. This isn't difficult, but I'll try and explain what's going on. After two of the that's happening on the right, what happens is the left guitar comes in with a big slide down. Not a pick slide, just slides down. Picks somewhere on the fretboard on the 6th string and just... And he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. On the open, he just chugs down picks on the low power chord right there on the open. Okay, after that, he pick slides. Okay, how to get a good pick slide. Talked about this before. Pick some strings with windings, preferably the lower ones. Get your pick in there nice and far back. Don't do it too far down because you might run out of fretboard. Yeah, start all the way back here. And you're going to get that really sound because the pickups are going to be picking it up as well, right? You're right over them. So start nice and far back, get your pick, get it between the strings and windings, slide it down. Okay, so far, he's going to slide in. Then what happens is he does 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then he joins in with the alternate picking, that main riff, and then he's going to play that a grand total of 4 times. So what happens is he slides in, 2 lots of 4 opens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, pick slide, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then he joins in with the riff 4 times. And then that takes you into the solo rhythm. Okay, so that's your pre-solo riffs, if you like. Okay, so it's 10 runs of that same riff over and over on the right, and then the left guitar is this. There you go. You get the idea. Okay? That takes you through into the solo guitar rhythm now. Good news, that's exactly the same as the verse riff. So just literally play exactly what you did in the verse riffs. I think that it's times 2. Okay? Make sure you stop at the end of it in time for Padge's run at the end of that. So if you listen close, I think it ends pretty much where it ends in the verse sections. That's where Padge is running down the strings, which we'll take a look at later when we do the guitar solo. Okay? So that verse riff will serve you for the solo section. Okay? Then what happens is pre-chorus number 3. Okay, but it's the first iteration of it where you end with the vibrato on the 4th fret, okay? So play exactly the same thing. And ending with that guy right there with the on 4th fret, okay? Not straight picking. So pre-chorus number 3 is exactly the same as pre-chorus number 1 is what I'm trying to say. That would have been easier, wouldn't it? Okay, next what we've got is chorus 2, part 1. Okay, because it goes on for quite a while. So what happens is the song sort of like comes to a halt in a way and plays an outline of what the chorus actually is. Let's do the left guitar first because the right and the left guitar are going to be doing 2 completely different things. To start with, the left guitar is going to do the main riff. Okay, at that point, it does stop-starts. Okay? Just like that, okay? And that is your left guitar for chorus 2, part 1, if you like. So I'll play it slow for you. Okay, so you're just missing out the... Okay? Right guitar is going to take care of those. Okay, I'll play it one more time for you. Okay, so it's just pieces of the chorus. Okay, just with a bit of a stop-start in there. The right guitar, coming out of pre-chorus 3, it hangs. And that is just literally on the open there, just across your open power chord right there. Then what it does is it does the higher jabs, if you like. And what I mean by that is it does the... that we learned earlier, okay? And you can, again, you can play that note. You can play that note here, or you can play it here. So 13 on the 5th. 8th on the 4th. Okay, it's entirely up to you. So you've got that, and he goes down to the 1s in between that. So just follow my lead. It's pretty straightforward. So the right guitar, chorus number 2, part 1. Okay, and it stops right there. Those ones at the end might be in there, they might not. I can't remember from memory now. I'm pretty sure it finished rather than a complete halt. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I'll put a thing at the bottom here if I am wrong, but I'm pretty sure you just go down to the 1s at the end. And then the chorus continues for chorus part 2. Okay, so I'll play that through once more for you. So guitar on the right. And that is chorus 2, part 1. Let's move into chorus 2, part 2 now. So chorus part 2, or chorus 2, part 2, it's the second run of chorus number 1 with the harmonies times 3. And it's exactly the same assignment for the guitars that you were doing earlier with the left and right, okay? So I'm just going to play through now. You'll get the idea, but I'm just going to play through what each one's doing, okay? So the left guitar is just going to play what it was doing earlier 3 times. It would go something like this. Okay, the guitar on the right is going to do exactly what it was doing earlier in the back half. Now it's doing the harmony part or the counterpoint part, whatever you want to call it. It moves up to the 8, 10, and 12. Okay, and that's it. And that is your chorus 2, part 2. Okay, so just, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as we were doing earlier, just running through 3 times, whichever guitar you've picked to follow. That takes us nicely into outro part 1, or the outro part 1, or part 1 of the outro, whichever way you want to look at it. That takes us back to the pre-solo riff, okay? And we're going to do it 4 times, and that's guitar left and right, okay? So you've got... Okay, that's guitar left and right. Nothing new there. You've already learned that. Just play that riff 4 times. That's your outro part 1. Then what happens is that takes us into outro part 2. Okay, and this is guitars left and right again. Nothing fancy going on the left and right sides. And you're going to do this. Easily my favorite part of the song. Okay, so this is going to be pretty much, it moves in a sort of similar way, I guess. It's going to be alternate picked, okay? We're not quite thrashing this one, okay? Like, okay? We're just going... Okay, so we're not going... None of that going on. We're not doing the Mick Thompson on that one, okay? So, this would be it. Starts off the 1st fret, goes down to the open, okay? And then it goes to 3rd fret on the 5th string. Then open, okay? So you've got... And then back to the 1st, okay? So he's just tracing this power chord shape, even though it's not a power chord to the ear at this point because we're tuned down, okay? But traditional power chord shape, right? So you're going... And then he goes up to 5 and then 6. Okay, so he's going... Okay. So he plays that 4 times, but on the 4th one, he's going to stop it early, and I'll show you where it stops, because that's the line, I hope you choke. Okay, so I'll show you how it goes. Okay, and that's where it stops. It's those opens after the 3 on the 5th string. Okay, that takes us to the last part of the song rhythmically. Okay, and that's basically the riff played again for another 4 full times. Okay, so that's this, and that's guitar left and right. And that's it. Just finish up on the 6th fret, 5th string, and you're done. So that is all your rhythm guitar parts for Parasite, okay? Keep it slow, as always, and yeah, I've done my best to get that as accurate as possible for you guys. There might be 1 or 2 things that are out. I apologize for that now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the majority of it is there. I've done a lot of thinking about this. I've sat with it. I've lived with it for a while. So there you go. So that takes us nicely into the solo section now, which is Padge's guitar solo. Okay, so let's take a look at that now. So the solo section is very, like I said earlier, it's very it's very Padge. Yeah, he's done these shapes on solos like Breaking Point, Army of Noise, okay? He's really going for it with the Phrygian dominant kind of vibe, if you know your modes, okay? And yeah, these are patterns that if you've learned a lot of Padge's solos, you'll have seen them before, okay? The wah is off and on right the way through this one, so if you've got a wah pedal, feel free to get that going. But I would always suggest that you learn the shapes and patterns and the sections first, and then get it together, then throw your wah on, because you don't want to be worrying about going away with your foot while you're trying to learn. So it's split into 4 sections. You've got a tapped run with a bend at the end of it. You've got this sort of melodic kind of run with a pinch harmonic at the end of it. You've got a crazy fast 6th to 2nd string run, which he likes to do a lot, okay? And then finally, you've got this 1st to 5th string descending run with a pinch harmonic sort of buried right at the end of it, okay? So let's start off with the tapped run, okay? So it looks something like this. Okay, so what's that? Well, you've got this pattern to begin with, which is very Phrygian dominant. It's very Padge. A lot of other players as well, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to put your first finger 10th fret, 1st string. This is on the 1st string, okay? Then you're going to bring your middle finger to 11th, pinky to 14th. Your tap in is going to be on the 15th to start with. Okay, and I hide my pick with my 1st finger there, okay? You can come up with your own way of hiding the pick, okay? That's where I put it for this, because I'm going to need it later on quite quickly as well. I rest my thumb on the top. Talked about this with tapping before. Always rest your thumb on the top of the neck. That's to save you sort of bouncing around, and you're not going to have any consistency. And look at the noise I'm making with my wrist, hitting the strings, yeah? If I rest my thumb on the top of the neck, that's my anchor point, and all I've got to do is move my middle finger, and that's it, okay? So get your thumb on the top of the neck, okay? And what you're simply going to do is you're going to just descend that. You're going to tap 15, and then lead it down, finger after finger. So you'd be 15, 14, 11, 10, okay? Okay? And you need that 4 times in a row. Okay? Then what he does is he moves it up to 17th fret. This stays the same in your left hand, okay? And he does the same thing 4 there. Okay? Okay? Then what he does is he moves it up for 2 to 18th fret. Then he moves it up again for 2 to, gosh, where are we now? 20th fret. Okay? So all in all, you've got this. So all in all, you've got this. Okay, so just remember that the tap is 4, 4, 2, 2. 2 times, okay? So you've got... That's 4 on 15, then 4 on 17. Then 2 on 18. 2 on 20. Okay? Okay, and the exact same thing is happening in your left hand every time. You just... Okay, and before you stick your taps in, it's always good to just get acquainted with what's going on the left hand, you know? Get used to taking fingers away. Once you're happy with that, then throw the tap in. Okay, so that's your run so far. At the end of that, you just finish it with a great big bend. up on 20th fret, okay? And you've got to get your pick out in time for that. That's why I had it hidden here with my first finger, so I can go like that and reveal it, yeah? By the way, that bend is a full step bend. And give it some shake when you're up there as well, okay? Get your thumb over the neck, okay? Pick and bend. Okay? Good full step bend going on there with a lot of vibrato, okay? So the run would be this. My pick's here waiting. Okay, so that's section 1. Next, we've got this melodic kind of run. Okay, and that note at the end is supposed to be a pinched harmonic. There we go. What he does is he slides in to 15, 14, then 11, 10. Okay, so it's very pyramids and pharaohs and stuff, yeah? Okay? So that's the run. I've seen people running it down there, but the Padge thing to do would probably be, because what you've got is this. I'm not running it up here because it's going to land me. The pattern is probably going to land me on the 4th string, and I'm not going to get a great pinch harmonic, or the kind that I want, okay, at the end of it. I want to land on this. I really want to land on that 3rd string harmonic because they really grind and sing. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm doing this, and I'm pretty sure Padge is doing this as well. So he's going 15, 14, 11, 10, then. Okay, and remember to pinch that. Okay, so what's happening here is he's picking 10. And he's hammering on and pulling off with 11. So 10, hammer 11, pull 10. Then bring your 3rd finger or your pinky, whichever one you prefer, okay, over onto 13th fret, 2nd string, okay? And then pick 12 again on the 1st string. So it's... Okay, so that run so far is this. Okay, so that next run there, you've got another pull off that's going to come, okay? And you're going to go 13, 11, 10, and once you get to 10, do a hammer on and pull off onto 11. Once you get to there, you need to do the 3rd string, which is what we wanted, which is going to be 12th fret. Pick 2nd string again on the 10th fret. And then run it down now on the 3rd string. 12, 11. Which is that was a good one, the pinch harmonic, which is a pinch harmonic at that point, okay? Okay, so that run. And when you get that one, shake the hell out of it and make sure you pinch it as well. Okay, so. Okay, quite simple. Okay, so that is section 2. Section 3, okay, it's not that difficult. It sounds like, yeah, just a million miles an hour notes. It's not that tricky. If you've learned Padge solos before, it's similar shapes, okay? This really reminds me of the breaking point solo, the climbing, doesn't it, okay? It's going to go something like this. And if you bring yourself onto your neck pickups for this, it's going to give you a lot more of a warmer kind of tone. and you get a lot more clarity out of your notes, I find, anyway. So it's going to go like this. Okay, nothing too crazy there, honestly. Just let's get the patterns down and then keep it slow, okay? So you're going to start like this. You're going to go on the 6th string, keep it alternate picked, definitely. You're going to go 10, 12, 13, okay? And then the next string, you're going to go 9, 10, 12. Then once you get there, repeat 9, 10, 12. So, and then after that, you're going to move on to the next string and go 10, 12, 13. So it's... This is where it changes up a little bit, but stay with me, we'll get it. You're going to go... Okay? That is going to be 10, 12, 13. Then come forward and you're going to go down a string onto the 3rd string, okay? And you're going to go 11, 12, 14. So you've got... Once you get to the 14, go back on yourself. 12, 11, onto the next string down now because we're going back on the pattern. And you're going to have, on the 4th string, you're going to have 13, 12. Okay? So it's... Okay? And then finish off on a 10th fret of the 4th string. Right? So you've got... At the end of that, when you descend then, climb it again and run the 3rd string again, which is your 11, 12, 14. Okay, so I'm just going to play it for you. Those are the frets. I play it slow and you'll get the idea. And that section there, he's keeping the pattern the same. He's not changing the frets. So if you know what's happening on the 4th string, okay, which is 10, 12, 13, the 3rd string is going to be 11, 12, 14, yeah? Once you're done, when you're going back down, just remember you're going back where you came from. It's nothing new. Okay, it's the same pattern that's going to be on the 4th string. So that's 10, 12, 13, right? So once you've gone up, it's like, okay, we're going to the 4th string now. Just backtrack. You've got 13, 12, 10. Okay? Okay, so slow. Okay? Then what happens at that point, you're going to do a 3rd string again. And you're going to go same pattern. It's 11, 12, 14. Then you're going to position change and come down to the 2nd string. Okay? And you're going to go 13, 15, 16. Okay, so that's... Once you get up to that 16, go back down on yourself. Once you're down yourself, just finish on the 15th fret, 2nd string, okay? I play it for you now. okay? And that's it. That's all there is to that run, okay? So let's play it slowly now. And again. There we go, we got there. The thing I would say about that is it's just the patterns and the position changing that's what's going to screw with you a little bit, okay? But just remember, when you're going back and forth between the strings, the frets are going to stay the same, precisely the same, okay? So there's that run. I'll play it one more time for you. There are a million ways you could complicate that and play that elsewhere, but I guarantee to you that is the most simple way of doing it. And I guarantee to you that's probably, I'm about 95% certain that's the way Padge does it. Okay, the next part is going to be the final part, which is the 1st to 5th string run. It goes something like this. I believe right at the end, that last note there, he pinches it. Or he pinches somewhere, but by that point you're into the last chorus or pre-chorus and it's kind of buried. So how do we start this thing? Okay, so this is a descending run. What I want you to do is put your first finger 8th fret, 1st string, okay? 3rd finger 10th fret and a pinky on 11th fret, okay? And you're going to do a pick, pull, pull from 11th. So your fingers down in advance, ready for that pull off. Okay? And this is the pattern. The pattern stays the same all the way down. Picking wise and finger wise, the frets change. Okay? So you're going to go, once you've done that, so 11, 10 to 8th, pick with an up pick. I do it with an up pick. Okay? 11th fret on the 2nd string. And then go back to the 1st string and climb it up again. So 8, 10. So it's... And then do another pick, pull, pull from 11. Okay? Once you get to that 2nd string, it's going to be the same finger pattern. 11, pull, 10, pull, 8. Okay, so slow. And again. Okay, that's nice because the frets are staying the same. Now, if you can do that, you can do the rest of it, I promise you. Okay, it's just the frets that are changing. The picking and the pulling stays exactly the same. So that's the first part. Then what you've got is the same idea, but we're going from the 2nd string now. You're going to go 11, pull 10, pull 8. And your pinky's going to land on 11th. But when you go down, so you're going back on yourself with the pull-offs, yeah, it's the same pattern. The only thing that changes is this. You're going to go, and this is quite a stretch now, you've got to go 11, pull 8, pull 7. Okay? Just keep your fingers rolling. And if if you follow my picking, you'll get this up to speed, okay? So the first two sections of that part will be... Okay? After that, you're going to go back. It's the same pattern, picking wise, all right? And you're going to go... Okay? The shape's changed now. So you're going to lead down from this shape that we just did. You're going to have 11, 8, 7. And the idea here is you're going to go on to 10th fret 4th string, okay? For when we go down, the pattern stays the same. Okay, so that pattern is the same. And then when you get to the 4th string, you're going to go 10, pull, 8, pull 7. Okay, so that little section is this. Okay? Okay? Lastly, you're going to go... Okay? And that last section is going to be where we ended up. So it's 10, 8, 7. Okay, pinky comes over and does 10 on the 5th string. Same pattern here with the 7s, 8s, and 10s. And then we get down to our pull-off. We got to go wider. You're going to go 10, 8, 6, and then pinch 5. And pinch that. Okay, so that run in its entirety would be this. Yeah? Okay, so do it again now. Hey, that was a good one. Okay, so... Okay, all together, when you start speeding it up. Something like that. Hard to get that pinch onto the amp, but that's pretty much how it goes. Again, it's difficult to play without the track, but that's that section. I hope I've slowed it down enough for you and played it enough times for you to get the idea. So I'm going to put the whole thing together now, if I can. So this is what it would sound like. I'm not going to blast through it, okay? But I'm going to play all the sections together. Okay, and again, once more. And there you go. There's your solo section. Again, I'll say it again. Said right the way through this lesson video and all my lesson videos, keep it slow. Yeah, even if you need to slow this video down the bottom where you can slow things down, slow it down if you need to. Yeah, there's no pressure on you to get this a million miles an hour. Like this track is you know, it's quite fast. It's quite intimidating if I'm honest with you. First time I heard it, because obviously there's a lot of pressure on this channel and on me to deliver the goods with Bullet My Valentine, I guess, because I've kind of majored on them, right? And when I first heard it, I was like, oh God. Knives was tricky to work out anyway, that riff. And even then, I think I'm still playing it wrong. And I've done a lesson on that, so I might do an updated version of that riff. Because I saw Padge playing it differently in his playthrough. But I'm sure there's notes in there that are happening that he doesn't play. I'm not too sure. But then when I heard this one, I was like, Christ, how am I going to learn that in the short space of time I've got to get it out? Now I've lived with it a little bit. I'm confident this is at least 98% correct, hopefully. Give or take, yeah. But this is a general outline of the song. Like I said, you will want to have the track set with you, okay? And if you do go and watch my cover, just watch out for the part that I do wrong. I should have known that was wrong, but there we go. So yeah, there we have it. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. I've got more lesson videos coming that I'm trying to get back up to date on. And yeah, thank you all so much for your support. Let me know what you think of this song. Let me know if you're excited for the album that's been pushed back to November now. And yeah, let me know what you thought of the lesson, because I love talking to you guys down in the comments. If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you like what I've done today, and if you like all the same sort of stuff that, you know, the guys on this channel, what I like doing, Bullet My Valentine, Metallica, that sort of stuff. And yeah, also if you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up, because that gives me a huge help as well. Tell your friends about the channel as well if they're into the similar sort of stuff, because the more the merrier, right? And yeah, thank you so much for your support, and I will see you guys in the next video. So take care, guys. See you next time.